Testing 1, 2, 3. BRB. Just want to make sure my audio is good, and then I'm going to dive in here. Okay, we're good. Give me a few minutes before we get rocking and rolling. See a few people popping in. Just a couple. That's all we need. All right. What are we working on today? Okay, so last time what we did was we started talking about product development, figuring out the formula. Obviously, we kind of need to dive a little bit more in there, but to be quite honest with you, ChatGPT is it gives us a lot, and a lot of it makes sense. And I've been doing a lot of research in the same thread, so it's working off of each other. So it's almost better in a way for me to start talking to suppliers, and that way I can take a formula to them, get their perspective, make sure my research is correct, and the biggest test is going to be at the end of the day, it's going to be sampling. It's actually trying the product. So I think what we can do today is I want to just spend a little bit more time kind of perfecting. Um, I think I want to spend a little bit more time perfecting the offer, like thinking about images and doing some planning there. I think would be really cool. Taking the packaging to the next level as well, I think would be really, really cool. And I think where that is really going to stem is doing more research inside of the target customer persona. Okay. So bear with me here. Actually, even more so, you know what we're going to do? We're going to look into data. We're going to look into data today. Feasibility data. Now, the cool thing about launching more of a passion product brand, and also keep in mind, my dog has, north of 150,000 followers across all of his platforms. And therefore, I have an audience to launch to. So I'm going to be able to do a lot of cool things in terms of getting data, testing, asking questions, things like that. I'll be doing a lot of split testing on through Story, which I think is going to be really, really cool. But one thing I want to do is just kind of just show you the ins and outs of actually like how do I leverage tools on Amazon to be able to see if this product from a data standpoint could make sense. But again, I'm not making that my end all be all, where typically I have. And the reason that I'm not doing that is literally the main fact of the fact that I have an audience, right? I can control a little bit more of the narrative in terms of bringing customers to it. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't look at the data, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much go into Amazon and just figure out some main keywords, right? Like I'm going to search up peanut butter for dogs. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's share the screen so you can see. So peanut butter for dogs, right? This is pretty much giving us a bunch of stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run it's called Data Dive. If anyone is familiar with Data Dive, I'll pull up the website. But Data Dive is the best software when it comes to product validation, when it comes to keyword optimization, research, writing your listings, and it also leverages a lot of AIs. Okay, so if you guys have done this 110%, you want to be able to look at this, right? You want to 100% look at this, right? This tool is amazing. I'll also leave if you use the code the Zab Twins, you get 20% off on this. But we're going to go through. I'm going to show you the power of the API and the data that Amazon gives us, and how data actually helps us conceptualize that data for it to make sense to us. Okay. Try to do keyword research to find a keyword that I can analyze. What data does instead is it does more of what we call like a reverse search. Okay. So we're going to pull competitors that would be relevant to us. And what will happen is we are going to essentially get all of the keywords that they are making money with, simply put. Okay, so we'll start there. We'll pull in about 15 plus competitors into the analysis, and then we can start looking at that data. Okay. So Buddy Butter, obviously, is one of our more specific competitors. We already know that they're going to be included in the analysis. What I'll do here real quick. Okay, I'm just going to with me. Yeah, my connection's a little choppy right now, so sorry if you guys are experiencing that right now. Hopefully it's sufficient enough. Okay, I think it's a little bit better. Share screen. Okay, so this is Data Dive. What we're going to do is we're going to pull things into, they call it their ASIN tray. Okay, and what this will do is, again, add products inside of our analysis. So we already know that this is like, definitely one that we want to go after because it's a competitor, even in terms of packaging. Right now, I don't want to realistically, I don't want to. I mean, Buddy Butter is really just absolutely dominating this in terms of top of search here. And in a way, I don't really care to include every single one of these things. I really just want to maybe include a couple of the variants. Okay. This one is like the main one. So I'll probably include that. All right. I got to refresh this here because it doesn't let me add to tray. All right, let's see if this will work now. Okay, cool. It's working. Cool. So definitely want to add this one. And like I said, I'm going to try to get 15 in here. If I have 10 or more, typically that'll be more than enough. We're going to add that guy in here. Okay. This is kind of a competitor. Absolutely crushes it. 10,000 units per month. This product is literally doing $700,000 per month just by, I'm not even kidding you, selling this simple thing. Obviously it's a big brand. We're going to throw in this competitor, or sorry, It's fascinating that these guys are ranked quite high, considering it's not actually dog peanut butter, but we're not going to include that in there. We included that one already. Okay. We're definitely going to include this one. This one isn't doing very well, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I like how this is a dental formula, so it's one thing that we could potentially consider and look into the research. And just so you're aware, I'm looking at like how much units it's being sold on a monthly basis. I try to aim for like at least $5,000 on a monthly basis. This one unfortunately isn't doing that much. If we're looking at it, 50 units times that by 17, it's really only doing like less than $1,000. But again, some data that I can potentially pull from it. Here's another one here that we're going to add in, not doing very well at all. We'll do this guy here. Are these being added? Okay. A little slow, but they are being added. That one's in tray. That one's in tray. What else we got here? What's different with this one compared to the other one? This is a 9-pack. This is a 6-pack. Different flavors. Okay, let's throw this guy in there too. Bark butter. Bark and butter. All right, so this is a good example of, again, something similar to what we want in terms of packaging, or in terms of packaging. So we'll include this guy in there. This guy is another good competitor here. This guy here. A lot of these people aren't making money. There's really like one brand dominating this, and that's Buddy Butter. PB and Chill. Yeah, that one's sick. This one right here, Pet Naturals. Did we get Pet Naturals in there? No. Okay, cool. We'll go with this guy too. We did get that one just in another pack. This guy doesn't have any data. We're going to add it in anyways. Okay. I think that's a good amount, but one thing I'm going to do is I don't want to limit myself just to this one keyword. So what we'll do is I'm just going to take a look at the main competitor here and just try to identify a quick keyword that I can search up to see if I get any other results. So this is our main competitor, Rough Rough Raw. I'm going to click into here. Just load up here. Okay, cool. So natural peanut butter for dogs. I searched up peanut butter for dogs. It's pretty much the same thing. Dog peanut butter. Search up that one. And then we'll just do a quick skim, see if there's anyone different. It doesn't look like there really is. Here's one. Doesn't look like a competitor. Okay, cool. Peanut butter bag. Okay, there's one right there. Terrible ratings, but we'll add this guy in there. At this point, I can already tell that people aren't doing a good job on Amazon at all. Terrible listings, terrible ratings. Really just one massive competitor that's crushing it. but that's about it. Bark Bistro. Okay. So let's just confirm how much we have in here. You might not actually see it's good. Let's go ahead and run the dive. Peanut butter for dogs. And this will kind of run in the background. I'm just going to get some water here. All right. So Kong. So let me give you an overview here. This tells us all the data that we really need. Okay. Number one, amount of search volume that each competitor is ranking for. Ranking is important when it comes to Amazon because it's a search engine. You have keywords. The more that you can rank higher for keywords, the more organic visibility you get, which means more profit. You're not spending $1 to make $1. Okay. Tells us, basic seller information, price points, total sales, top line sales, right? Revenue, units, etc. Like gives you really everything. Where we really want to spend a lot of time is just looking at some of these keywords here, right? So if I'm looking at all of this, I see there's only 59 keywords, and even more so, there's a lot that are over less than 450. We don't really know how much it is. It could be like 100, right? So I like to do greater or equals 451, which tells me we have only really 22 solid keywords in here, which, as a rule of thumb, I try to aim for at least 30, but honestly, you want more than that. Now, typically, and I look at keywords as opportunity. More keywords, more opportunity, more diversity. The more ways that I can test different keywords that I can become relevant for, right? Again, not leveraging this data the same way that I typically do because it'll be a little bit more social driven, very influencer based for sure. Or I should say dog fluencer based for sure, right? And more, not more, but D2C focused as well. So this is kind of what it is. This is our main keyword. You can see we have 15,000 searches, dog peanut butter for dogs, 5,000 searches, right? There's about 49,000 searches. That isn't a ton of opportunity, but I mean, to give you perspective, this brand right here, Kong, is making $130,000 every single month with just 49,000 people searching up all of the keywords that are relevant to us. Okay. On top of that, we have Buddy Butter across multiple SKUs, 89K, 56K, 70K, 22K. And I didn't even add all the SKUs in there. Again, tells me there is a lot of opportunity probably off of Amazon that I can bring into Amazon. Okay. Now, what you would want to typically do is you'd want to go through all of this data. There's 3 sections: residue, outliers, master keyword list. You just want to take the time to find all of the keywords that are relevant. To give you perspective, all of the keywords that were added directly in here automatically were keywords that are over 30% relevancy. Okay. So if I had 10 competitors, that means at least 3 of them were ranking within the first page on these keywords, right? So as you can see, again, 59 search terms, a lot of them are under 450, some of which have pretty high relevancy even at the lower ones. But you would want to just spend some time going through these keywords, taking out branded keywords. Like something like this is obviously more related specific to this brand. You don't really care for that stuff. Eventually, you can try to go after them, but don't really care for it. As you can see here, lick mat spread, dog lick mat spread, right? So those are things that I want to consider. I would want to probably have images with lick mats. I could probably sell a lick mat, maybe give it as a bonus, whatever, right? That I can actually include into this offer because people are ranking for these keywords. It's a natural byproduct to it. Common peanut butter for dogs, dog peanut butter lick pad. Again, this one right here. Kong peanut butter filler. So this is a little bit different. The reason I say that is because a Kong is a toy, right? So we would be selling the peanut butter filler for a Kong. So this is something that I might want to keep in. Lick mat treats, right? So something like this, a little bit lower relevancy. Treats, I think of like more chews, but what you would want to do is just see by searching up on Amazon. You can pull it up on Amazon and really just see. 1 second here. Ooh, this brand is cool. Squeeze Vita Stick, vitamin infused treats with cats and dogs. Let's pull it up here. The bandwidth is just brutal. Sorry if you guys are seeing a ton of lagging right now. Sorry, the bandwidth brutal. I might have to cut this call early. All right, guys, I hate to do this, but my Wi-Fi is so bad and it takes a lot out of it. And you guys probably can barely